A chiseled six-pack is like your very own fitness billboard. It shows the world that you're dedicated to the fit lifestyle and aren't afraid of hard work. But your abs aren't just for show. As part of your core, the various abdominal muscles play many important roles and are involved in nearly every exercise. I'll show you 12 ab exercises ranked from worst to best. Worst category: Russian twist. Obviously, since we're in 12th place, it won't be the most effective or the most difficult. It's a good exercise for novice lifters and beginners. This exercise targets mainly the obliques along with the rectus abdominis. But too often, people do not rotate at all on the exercise and instead tap their hands side to side. This turns this move into nothing more than an isometric with very little benefit to your six-pack. Dumbbell side bend. It belongs in the worst category because it's an inferior ab exercise. It does more for your obliques than it does for your abs, and even there, it's not effectively the best thing you can do. It's what happens at the lower back that is the worst thing about it. You can create some compression on the side that you're leaning towards, and you can create tightness in the quadratus lumborum, which leads to chronic back pain. Bicycle crunch. When done correctly, the bicycle crunch works your abdominals and obliques and is one of the moves for which most people struggle with execution issues. The lack of rotation at the shoulders is evident, and it turns what should be a good move into one that is commonly done wrong. Before you start, think about speed, or rather a lack of it. One of the best ways to make ab workouts harder is to slow down the speed of the movement. Through each and every rep, make sure you're using your core to do the work with absolutely no momentum. Plank. The basic plank is one of my least favorite exercises for abs since it's too easy and remedial for almost all doing it. You need to find a version of the movement that is challenging enough to knock you out of being able to do it in 90 seconds or less. If you're not contracting your glutes, this exercise can turn into nothing more than a hip flexor tightening reinforcement exercise because you're driving and keeping yourself up off the ground by pushing through your hip flexors. Lying leg raise. This move adds unnecessary stress to the lower back by either overworking the hip flexors, which can lead to an arching lower back, which can cause lower back pain, or just overactive hip flexors. Better category: hanging leg raise A. This move is good, but it can have major limitations. If you're limited in your ability to hold the bar, it'll cause fatigue in your hands before your abs, which leads to less desirable results. To make it better, you need to focus on moving your pelvis and curling it underneath. Ab wheel rollout. This is another exercise that people just don't perform correctly, in this case by not keeping the tension on the abs for the whole move. People tend to roll themselves all the way back and take all the stress off the abs, and that makes the exercise less effective. When done correctly, this is a great anti-extension core stabilization move. Better still category: hanging knee raise. By keeping the knees tucked in, this move is easier than the hanging leg raise, where you keep your legs straight, and decreases the tendency to lift with the hip flexors because it's easier to curl the pelvis. Its limitations come with the hand and grip strength, meaning you have to have stronger hands than abs. Hanging corkscrew. This move ties in the obliques with the rectus abdominis thanks to the slight twist, as you focus on just moving the pelvis alone. However, its limitations come with the hand and grip strength as well. Almost best category: side bridge twists. This move is an anti-side bend that allows you to do a lateral flexion from the bottom up by lifting your trunk up off the ground to create that pillar strength with the assistance of the obliques, plus the rotational control and stability. It's an amazing ab move with layered benefits. Levitation Crunch. The Levitation Crunch works the upper abs with a minimal ab exercise that anyone can do. Simply lift your shoulder blades off the ground. All too often, people want to crunch pulling their head closer to their knees, thinking that they're doing more of a crunch. That's not the range of motion of the abs. You need to only lift those shoulder blades up. So stop cranking on your neck, and instead think of just levitating your body up toward the ceiling by putting your hands back behind your head and letting the shoulder blades guide the way. Best: sliding tucks. The best ab exercise, however, is the sliding tuck. This bodyweight ab exercise can be done with just some socks on a slick floor. The key is to not pull with the hip flexors, but rather to hinge the pelvis into a posterior tilt with the strength of the abs. Add a slight turn at the bottom, and even pull in the knees if you desire more lower ab exercises. Alright guys, now you know the pros and cons for each of the 12 exercises. If you're looking for more content like this, they're all available for you on this channel. You've just got to make sure you've subscribed and turn on notifications so you never miss one. At the same time, anything you want me to cover, I'll do my best to do that for you. Just leave it down in the comments below, and I'll try to do that in the days and weeks ahead.
So we chop it, so we do it. This is when you come feel like down the street, alright.